Hi guys, and welcome to the Hip Kit Club YouTube channel. It's Jodie with you today, and I have a process video for a Project Life spread in my 6x8 album. Today I'm using the cardstock kit and the Project Life kit from the August Hip Kits. And my brief also includes a couple of other things today, and that is to use diagonal design and to use punches and fussy cutting. Because I'm working in a Project Life spread, I've used my own interpretation of the diagonal design, and I've used a diagonal design element on a couple of my cards rather than across the whole spread. And I have had some fun with a couple of border punches, and of course fussy cutting is one of my favorite things to do on spreads, so I'm definitely going to incorporate some of that. So I've had a bit of a play with the placement of my photos, and I'm pretty happy with where they're sitting at the moment. We didn't have a lot going on this week. It was pretty much work, and then we had some fun on the weekend getting out and about in our local ranges, and that's what these photos are about. I'm okay with just having the weekend photos in a spread. There's not too much happening during the week when we just go to work and come home and go to work and come home. So yeah, I'm totally happy with just having our weekend photos in a spread. In the last couple of months in the Pocket Life kit, we've been getting some new size cards as well as our 3x4 and 4x6 that we have always received. And the new size cards are 3x6 and also 3x8 cards, which I am just loving. I've used a couple of them here. I've trimmed down one of the 3x8 cards for my title card. I just love that 3x8 card, and I knew I had to use it, but I didn't have the opportunity for a 3x8 in this layout, so I've cut it down. And I've also used that tag that you can see I've trimmed down, and that was actually a 3x6 card, but I have decided that I wanted to use the tag as a little insert. So I've trimmed that down, and I'll be able to put some journaling on there, and I might pop a couple of embellishments on there as well. And I've had an idea, because we got that beautiful Paige Evans sequin mix in the Pocket Life kit this month. I had an idea to make a little shaker tag in the same shape as that tag, and it can sit as an extra layer over the top of that. So you can see that I've started constructing that already. I just used one of my spare Pocket Life page protectors, just a 4x6 one. It is a nice thick plastic, so I knew that it would be fairly solid for a shaker pocket of this sort. And I've just traced out the tag shape over the top of that, and then stitched around with a nice bright pink just regular thread in my sewing machine, and I've stitched around that twice just to make it stand out and pop a little bit with all of the other bright colours on this spread. Then it's just a matter of tipping some sequins in, and I've also used a border punch, it's kind of like a little confetti edge punch, and I've cut out a couple of the cardstock pieces, so the purple cardstock in the kit, and then actually one of the 4x6 cards was a beautiful orange colour, so I punched out some of those holes as well. I'm working on one of my journaling cards here at the moment, and I've used one of the 4x6 cards, had this beautiful hexagon pattern on it, and I fussy cut some of those hexagons out in a diagonal pattern, and so that's where one of my diagonal design elements comes from. And I just made a pencil mark around the journaling spot where that hexagon's going to sit, so that I could work out my spacing on my computer when I was doing my journaling, to make sure that that didn't overlap where the hexagons were going to sit. I've also on that card used some of the packaging from the Pocket Life kit. I'm a sucker for any grid design papers, so I've actually used that full packaging from the Pink Fresh Studio product that we got in our Pocket Life kit this month. You can also see that I've just fussy cut one of the 3x4 cards that has that beautiful wreath on it, and that's going to be the base for my title card. I don't know what was going on the day that I was doing this layout, but I was very easily distracted. So you can see that I've just fussy cut that, put it aside, and moved on to another part of my spread. So I'll come back to that eventually. When we were on our hike, I snapped this photo of this gorgeous little fern and its new frond that it was just starting to shoot, and it came out in this beautiful purple color. So I used the 3x4 Purple Delight card from the kit, and it just really makes that new frond pop. I love how that looks. I didn't need to do too much more to that card. I just added a sentiment from the Paige Evans sticker sheet from the kit this month. I did trim that down a little bit. It was quite wide and it looked a bit too big for that little card, so I trimmed it a little bit off the top and bottom before I stuck that down. I just picked up that half a piece of a flower sticker that was left over from another project and adhered that to the side of this journaling card after I'd printed my journaling on it. I again just drew around that sticker before I printed my journaling out so that I could see where I could put my text so it wasn't going to overlap the sticker. Now I've just added my journaling to that 3x6 card, and what I'm doing now is adhering a full-size photo to the back of it. So I was just checking there that my photo was actually up the right way, which is a good start. And then I can trim that out so that when that tag is turned over, the photo is actually a full-size tag as well. I decided to make my own little hole reinforcer just using my Crocodile and then a small circle punch out of that pretty orange paper. And that got me to thinking about a quick YouTube tutorial that I'd watched a day or so before this that was done by Paige Evans, and that was how to make paper tassels. I don't have any pattern papers to work with for this spread because I'm using the cardstock kit and Pocket Life kit for this spread, but I thought I'd give it a go with some of the cardstock elements that I've got. So I'm just using my fringing scissors and then my regular scissors just to make the little the tassel pieces nice and thin, and I'm making a couple of different colorways in that as well to make some tassels for my tags. I will leave the link for that video by Paige down below if you'd like to check out how to make these paper tassels with a step-by-step tutorial. A really simple way to add memorabilia or inserts into your Pocket Life albums, if they don't already have holes in them or you don't want to punch holes in them, is to add little tabs that you can create so easily yourself. So really you're just creating a little strip, making sure that you create two that are the same length and the same width, and adhere them to whatever it is that you want to put into your album. And just stick them down, and I always stitch mine as well to reinforce them, and then you can just use your single hole punch or a hole punch of some kind just to punch a hole in them, and voila, there is a little insert ready to go into your album. I finally come back to my title card now, and I've pulled out the Pink Fresh Studio alphas that were included in the kit this month. You can see that they have quite a range of colors on them. They have on one side the yellows, golds and pinks and apricots, and then on the other side they have blues and purples. So there's just so much versatility there with those alphas this month. I've decided to pull just a few to spell out the word week, and then I wanted to print out on my computer and my printer just the week number, so week 31, and then in a different font I've also put the dates in. I know us project lifers like to keep track of what week we're up to in the year, but for a lot of general people that don't project life, that means nothing to them. So that's why I often like to include the actual dates of each week as well. So with that, there's not much left to do on this spread. I've just added a couple of final little details. I adhered down one of the Paige Evans wood veneer pieces direct onto a photo on the first side of my spread, and now I've just added the last little bit of journaling to this pink 3x4 card and adding a couple of little touches to that as well. I really enjoyed having the challenges in my brief today, and I'm pretty happy that I've ticked all of those off. So that was using a diagonal design element, using some punches and also some fussy cutting. So it just goes to show you how easily they can fit into your spread. So it's awesome to give yourself these little challenges and just to put yourself out of your comfort zone maybe and try something new when you're creating your pocket life spreads. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I had a lot of fun putting this spread together. I'm going to leave links in the description box down below for the products that I've used today, also the balance of the August kits and the September kits, which you can now hop over to the Hip Kits website and subscribe to them right now if you want. Definitely recommend checking them out. They are absolutely gorgeous. Again, thank you so much for stopping by. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I am just about finished here, so I'm going to leave you with a few close-ups, and we'll see you next time on the Hip Kits YouTube channel. Bye guys!